Some people say good things come in small packages, and this is the all-new Volvo EX30, Volvo's smallest and most affordable EV yet. And it's also the quickest Volvo ever made, 0 to 100 km per hour in 3.6 seconds. But the question is it any good? And how does it stack up against the likes of the Smart #1 and the incoming Zeekr X? Continue watching to find out more. The Volvo EX30 is a compact SUV built on Geely's ACF platform. This is an EV dedicated platform and is shared with other similar EVs like the Smart #1 and the upcoming Zeekr X. The unit which we have right here is a range-topping performance all-wheel drive model that comes with twin motors. It produces 422 horsepower and 543 Nm of torque, which is identical to the Smart #1 Brabus. 0 to 100 takes just 3.6 seconds, making it the quickest Volvo ever made. And of course, it has a top speed of 180 km per hour, well, because of safety. Equipped with a 69 kWh NMC battery, the performance model has a WLTP rated range of up to 450 km, which is pretty decent. This EX30 can do DC fast charging up to 175 kilowatts, and Volvo reckons that you can get from 10 to 80% in just 28 minutes. Since this is a range-topping model, it should come with a 22 kilowatt AC onboard charger, and a full charge should take slightly over 3 hours. From the outside, the Volvo EX30 looks pretty cool. In terms of size, it looks like a slightly taller hatchback, and it does give out a lot of Polestar vibes. The front has a blanked out face with an updated tow hammer, while the rear gets this nice split taillight design. If we look from the sides, this looks like a baby XC40. Over the back, the boot capacity is 318 liters, which doesn't sound that much on paper, but it is actually pretty spacious thanks to its wide opening and deep underfloor storage. If you're taking this for an IKEA trip like we did, you can get more than 900 liters of space by folding the rear seats down. If you need that extra storage, there's a frunk underneath the bonnet, but it's just too small to put anything useful in there. When you step inside, you'll notice, looks like Volvo has gotten the Tesla bug. You get a central portrait infotainment display which controls pretty much everything, and there's no heads-up display or even an instrument cluster. You can tell that Volvo is pushing hard on sustainability, and I must say that the design is pretty honest. There are a lot of hard plastics, and they play around with textures and colors to make this a very pleasant looking interior. Recycled materials should be cheap, but they know how to make cheap look pretty good. If you look at the door, it is literally just the door. You get a nice metal handle to open the door, an armrest, and a large cubby space to put water bottles and other stuff. There are no buttons or controls for the power windows, side mirrors, or even speakers. To save on space and perhaps on cost, the EX30 gets a soundbar that's placed right underneath the windscreen. On top of that, the power window controls are placed on the center armrest area, and it's one of those Volkswagen-style power windows where you have to press rear button to adjust the rear windows. Fortunately, you still get manual controls for the aircon vents, but these vertical style vents do limit the angle of the aircon direction. I couldn't get the rightmost vent to direct air close to my face. Another thing that Volvo didn't remove are the scene indicator stalks and gear selector from the steering column. Fortunately, you still get loads of storage compartments which are not only simple, but pretty clever as well. One thing I don't like is that EX30 has followed Tesla by using key cards instead of a key fob. That means you have to tap on the B pillar to unlock the car, and you also need to place the card on the wireless charging pad if you want to shift the car to drive. In case you're wondering, there are no traditional glove box, but what you get is a tiny bin hidden below the infotainment display. And similar to a Tesla, you need to tap on the screen to open this glove box. Over the back, this is where the EX30 suffers. The legroom is quite tight, and it reminds me of the first generation Hyundai Kona. Unlike the Smart #1, you can't slide the rear seats on the EX30, so you're stuck with this. It is okay, but I won't recommend carrying adults here for long journeys. There are no armrests or aircon vents at the rear, and all you get is a pair of power window controls and 2 USB-C ports. While the rear seats are positioned quite upright, you do get loads of headroom thanks to its glass roof, which unfortunately doesn't come with a built-in sunshade. Volvo has taken its cost-cutting measures a little bit too far by removing grab handles. What's up with that? On our drives around the city and to Janabite, I must say that the Volvo EX30 is a very competent small SUV. It feels nimble and it handles pretty well when driving it fast around the twisty stretches of Karak. I must say that it drives a little bit better than the Smart #1. While I'm glad that Volvo didn't remove the signal stalks on the EX30, it could really use a heads-up display on this car. If you need to check on your speed, you have to stare on the infotainment screen, which is quite distracting. And if you look away for too long, it will then remind you to pay attention on the road ahead of you. While the infotainment system is quite easy to browse, a lot of the crucial settings are hidden a couple of taps away, such as one-pedal driving and performance mode to enable all-wheel drive. And what I found interesting is that Volvo doesn't allow you to enjoy one-pedal driving when all-wheel drive is engaged. That's pretty weird, don't you think? While adaptive cruise control can be adjusted from the steering wheel, the EX30 doesn't give you any buttons to adjust the distance. Again, you have to use a touchscreen, which is again very distracting. This is something that I don't expect from a brand that's all about safety. The EX30 will be Volvo's cheapest electric car, but I still don't have any pricing details at the time recording. I like the way it drives, but there's just too many compromises. It lacks the cool toys and features that are expected from an EV, including vehicle to load, heads-up display, and even lose out on other creature comfort features such as rear aircon vents and ventilated seats. If Volvo intends to sell loads of this car, it has to be priced well below the smart #1. So that's my first impression of the new Volvo EX30. It's a very nice compact car. I wish more EVs make cars like this. However, there are a couple of annoyances like the lack of an instrument cluster and a heads-up display. Come on, Volvo. And you know what? Whether this car is good or not, well, it all depends on the actual pricing, which is not available at the moment. The EX30 will be launched on the 25th of September, and it's going to face a lot of tough competition like its cousins, such as the smart #1 as well as the Zeekr X. And also not forgetting other fully electric SUVs like the BYD Atto 3, the Armador E5, and also the incoming Proton E-Max 7. So hopefully Volvo Car Malaysia will surprise us with a very competitive pricing. What do you think of the Volvo EX30? Let us know in the comment section down below. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, like us on Facebook, and don't forget to subscribe us on our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell icon so that you'll be informed about future videos. This is Alex from soyachinese.com. Wow, super windy. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!